Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today we are talking trash, and today's beauty trash is all makeup. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave this video. And if you're new to this series, every so often, like a lot of people here on YouTube, I like to talk about my trash. I have been hoarding my trash for way too long. When I looked into my trash, my beauty trash bin today, I was kind of surprised how much was in there. And then when I started pulling the makeup out, I was like, how long has it been since I did an empties video? So today we're going to talk about some makeup that I have finished up completely and just what I think about these products, some little bite-sized reviews for you guys. As always, if you have any additional questions about these products, you can leave them down in the comments and I'm always happy to answer your questions. Mascara is a very personal thing, I believe, and so I'm gonna kind of go through these pretty quickly. Take the bite-sized reviews with a grain of salt. Think about the types of brushes and wands and formulas that you like and if these products sound like something you might like. So the first one is from Ilia. Here it is a mini. I will put it up on the screen here. This was an interesting mascara and I did not end up loving it. I would not purchase the full size of this one, but it is an interesting concept. We're starting to see more of this, where it has longer bristles on one side and then shorter bristles on this other side here. And so it does make it nice to like comb out your lashes and then build them up and then comb them out, or however you like to apply your mascara. I do think the concept was cool. It's just not my jam. It left my lashes a little more clumpy and spidery, and that's not my jam at all. I don't like clumps. I don't like tarantulas on my eyes. I just like a nice lengthening, defining, maybe a little bit of volume without clumps kind of mascara. And this was not it, but I do really enjoy trying new mascaras, and so when I'd seen this as a point perk on Sephora, I went ahead and picked it up. One mascara I will most definitely repurchase at some point is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. This has a really standard sort of hourglass wand, but what's really great about it is the formula. From the minute I cracked this tube open, it was ready to go. It didn't need to dry out. It didn't need to do anything other than apply it on my lashes. It gave that really beautiful defined and lengthened look that I love. It's definitely one I think that you could build up if that's your jam, but for me, I just love a mascara that I can crack open and use right away and not have to sort of finagle or, you know, accept a few crappy lash days before it starts working. So I do highly recommend this one. I know a lot of other people here on YouTube have been enjoying this one, so I'm definitely going to repurchase this at some point in the near future. I'm just challenging myself to use up a few more of the like backup mascaras that I already have. However, her new baby sister, the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored mascara, not my fave. I would not repurchase this. I do have another tube that I will work through, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see how goopy this wand is. In terms of the goop factor, I think this is really similar to the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which a lot of people like for building up volume really quickly. Some people really like that clumpy mascara look, that edgy sort of kind of mascara look, and that's just not for me, boo. It worked okay in the beginning, but the more I used it, the more goopy the wand got. And there are so many fantastic mascaras out on the market right now. I'm just not willing to work with a bad one, especially a bad drugstore one. I used it for as long as I could, but then I went ahead and put it in my empties and I'm not gonna miss it. Last, I finally tried a cult favorite mascara, and that is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I think the packaging on this is so pretty. This one happens to be like glittery, not that it matters. And you know, if you've been living on the moon for a while, this is again another hourglass shape wand. I don't think it's quite as pinched in the middle as some hourglass wands, not quite as pinched in the middle as the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I do like this one. I will sort of reaffirm what a lot of other people say, and that is that this dries out super quickly. Dries out to the point where I'm like, I'm done with it. I need it to glide on in order to avoid clumps. So I do like it. I don't know that I would repurchase it, however, because I do really think that the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara is my perfect mascara with the perfect hourglass wand. I have a couple of pencil products here. I did finish up this teeny tiny little brow wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This was in the shade Taupe. You sort of open it up and then you click it in here, and that's the size. But there's like no rolling it up or anything. It's just like what's already in the tip. So this lasted me just a few days. I like the Brow Wiz formula. However, I'm not really willing to pay more for it than my standard brow pencil, which we'll talk about in a moment. It's a nice formula. If I ended up with another sample, I'd use it. If they discounted it again, I know it was on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty most recently, but it was still like $11.50 or something like that. And my favorite brow pencil is quite a bit under $10. So I just don't think I would purchase this product again, but it's a really good product if you're into a higher end brow pencil. My favorite repurchased empties over and over again is my NYX micro brow pencil in the shade Ash Brown. And I first of all love this very skinny spoolie on the one side. I really feel like I can pull and like tame those brow hairs before I fill in my brows. And then it is a very micro point pencil, which I also love. I think it's the perfect mix of creamy and stiff or waxy. It doesn't drag on my brows as some pencils do, leaving little clumps or what have you behind, but it's also not so creamy that I have to worry about like wiping my brow during the day or having it smear or anything like that. So I do like that one. Probably will continue to purchase it. I'm working on another NYX one right now, but then I do have the CoverGirl Easy Breezy brow pencil to try, and I'm excited about that. My last pencil product is the Pixie Eye Bright Liner in the shade Nude. It took me a good amount of time, over a year, to finish this one. This is what I apply on my waterline. It is matte. I do find that it is relatively long lasting as liners on the waterline go. So I do like this one. It's nice and brightening, but it's not too bright. I don't like a white on my waterline, and I am working on another one now. Let's talk about primer. I have 3 here. 2 of them are the same. I had 2 samples of the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I do like this primer. I like the way it feels. I like that I can combine the steps of moisturizing and priming into one step, especially during warmer weather. Less layers for my combo to oily skin in the warmer months is always best. However, I don't know. I guess my brain has changed since the last time I finished one of these samples, because I do tend to pick them up whenever I find them as a point perk or promo or something like that. But my brain registered this time just how many ingredients are on the back of this teeny tiny tube. And for me, I'm really starting to realize, accept, and try to sort of like retrain my brain that less is more when it comes to numbers of ingredients, especially when it comes to things you're putting directly on your skin like primer. So I don't think I'll pick up any more samples of this, and I definitely won't purchase the full size as I originally thought I was. I'm glad I worked through these before I bought a full size, which sometimes I don't do, and that was would be very naughty because then I would have a full size of this primer to work through, and I don't really think it's the best thing for my skin. So finished those, and then I also finished this little sample size of the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. She's all gone, and I love this. I did, after I finished this one, allow myself to purchase the mini. I purchased the mini and not the full size one because, oh, $52 is a lot of money. But two, because I don't know that this is going to be really good, again, for my skin type during the warmer months. So I didn't want a huge one sitting around, rotting, going bad, what have you. But I do really love this. It's definitely smoothing to my skin. It's a little bit hydrating, which is also nice. I just love the way my skin looks when I'm wearing this under any foundation. And last for primer is this little sample of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I used most of this in my travel bag, and then the little tiny bit that was left, I went ahead and scooped out and put into my full size. And I like this. I like this a lot. That being said, I've been using it lately, and I feel like it might be breaking me out. If it's this, I'm gonna be so sad. I really do like this product. Again, it's a product that's a moisturizer and a priming base in one product. It's very nourishing. It does have nice skincare benefits inside of it. It's ridiculously expensive, so I don't recommend that you go out and purchase it necessarily, but it is a good product if you've been wanting to try it and you want my stamp of approval. But like I said, I don't know if it's just too enriched for my skin type or if I'm just totally off base and it isn't this that has been breaking me out. But I feel like I remember in the past when I was using this more regularly, as in several days in a row, that I broke out and I was like, oh no, I'm breaking out, and this is a $60 jar of primer moisturizer. So verdict's out on whether it's breaking me out or not, but it is a really good product, especially I would have to think if you have dry skin and you're not acne prone, I think you would really like it. This is the Becca Hydro Mist Set and Refresh Powder. Little sample size. I think I got this in a Sephora Play box years ago when I was still receiving that subscription box. I got out every bit that I could. By the time that I was working to the end of this product though, the cooling or the moist feeling of this powder had completely gone away. It was just a setting powder, which is why I kind of dedicated myself to moving it out. Definitely would not repurchase, wouldn't recommend it unless, yeah, wouldn't recommend it. I mean, it's supposed to be Hydro Mist Set and Refresh kind of powder, so if it's not going to hold on to that claim, then it's not worth the money. One loose powder, however, that I think is 100% worth the price is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Is it setting powder or finishing powder? Setting powder. I like it better as a finishing powder. Shoosh, 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 blend everything out and just sort of soften the edges of everything once I've completed my makeup. But I do love this powder. Again, I had this sort of in my travel shenanigans and had used it, but then decided better and just popped the little sifter on this one and poured what was left into my mini size of the powder, and just, you know, kind of trying to combine things if I have to or want to, just to cut down on the space that my collection takes up. But I do highly recommend that powder. I finished up another one of the Laneige Lip Glowy Balms. This is in the pear scent. It's not a flavor, it's a scent. And I did not prefer this one as much as the peach. It took me a lot longer to finish this one than the peach did. This just didn't feel as hydrating on the lips as the peach. The peach has a little bit, it's not opaque, but it's got more of a creamy quality to it because it is tinted. And this is a straight up clear balm. I would almost say that this is more like a clear gloss than a balm. I don't find it to be overly hydrating on the lips. I mean, it's more hydrating than nothing, but like if I use this all day, by the end of the day, my lips are begging me for something better. So I wouldn't repurchase this flavor, and I think I have other things that I like better now. One of which is the Bite Beauty Agave, what are you called? Agave lip balm. I went through this outrageously fast. She's all empty. I will say, if you ever do buy this, keep yourself like a little container like this, or some kind of a little pot container, because there is an insane, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, there's an insane amount of product that's down below where you can roll it up. And so I dug all of that out, put it in a little pot, and used it up like that. And I'm really glad that I did. I don't typically do that with lip balms, but with this particular one, because it's not cheap, I did. And I've repurchased this, and I'm working on that one. I love it. That's my new favorite lip balm. I also really love the Fresh Sugar lip balms. This is the peach one. I've also used up a coconut one, and I'm working on like a little mini of the caramel one. This is really, really great. These little potted lip balms, lip products, and then we'll be done with this makeup video. Some time ago, I finished up this Clinique Almost lipstick in the shade Black Honey. You can see there's still product there. I just didn't feel like digging this out. It was old. I was trying to move it out, so I didn't dig it out. And I'm not generally one that does that unless I like love a product or whatever. The other thing I finished up is this little tiny Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. I've worked it all the way down, as you can see. I'm working on a second one now. I do love this lip color. When I finish the other sample size of this, I will probably purchase the full size. It's a really pretty pinky nude that's just about the color of my natural lips. And this is in her Matte Revolution formula, which is legitimately one of my favorite matte lipstick formulas. It is not the most long-lasting lip formula, and it doesn't claim to be. I'm wearing a Matte Revolution lipstick today from her line in the shade Bond Girl, but I do love this shade. I'm thankful to have this little sample finished and to have another one to take its place. That being said, this did last me quite a long time.
I have a fuzz.
Huge accomplishment for me is this Fenty Gloss Bomb. This is in the original shade Fenty Glow. I did everything possible to get all of the product that I could out of here. I popped a stopper, I put it in hot water. I mean, I wanted to get every little bit out of this packaging that I could, and I feel like I did, and I feel very accomplished about it. And then one product, and the first product from my unofficial Project Pan project for the year is this little hourglass. I think it's called the Unreal Gloss. This is in the shade Sublime. I also popped the stopper and got all of the product out of here that I could. Fenty Gloss Bomb, I would 100% repurchase this shade, or the shade Sweet Mouth or Fussy. This hourglass one, number one, I'm sure it's too damn expensive, and number two, it's okay. It's quite nourishing as lip glosses go. It's not overly long lasting, and also kind of smells like toothpaste. Not like that nice minty smell that we've come to know and love from like plumping glosses or minty lip balms or things like that. This literally smells like toothpaste, and it's just kind of off-putting to me. And it wasn't so great that I would go out and purchase a full size. And that, my friends, is all of my makeup empties for the last several months. I hope you enjoyed seeing my trash and hearing my bite-sized reviews about the products that I have finished up completely. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you could give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon.